My pleasure at this time to introduce our keynote speaker. Okay, good. Good day. I want to read a little bit about our keynote speaker tonight, Scott McFarland. Yeah, he is a former two-time governor of Model Illinois government. He is the recipient of the Joan Eastland Lifetime Achievement Award as well. And he does a lot of work for us still as the webmaster. I thought it was only appropriate as we look at MIG in the history that we have someone who has given so much to the organization an opportunity to address us. Scott hails from the Quad City area, just like me, so props for that. And he now lives with his wife Amber and his daughter Anastasia in Springfield. Scott earned his bachelor's in arts and history with a teacher's certification from Western Illinois University in 2006. And a Master in Public Administration from the University of Illinois Springfield in 2008. He's currently a Doctor of Public Administration student at UIS. He has been a member of the Serve Illinois Commission on Volunteerism and Community Service staff for the past 7 years, and he is currently the Deputy Director. In this position, he promotes volunteerism, the national service throughout the state. He has served on several state, regional, and national committees, including the Program Chair and Host Committee member for the 2012 National Conference on Volunteering and Service. As an Eagle Scout and an avid volunteer, Scott takes great joy from camping, community service, and teaching. He was named one of Springfield's 40 Under 40 by the Springfield Business Journal, and a finalist for the National Innovation and Leadership Award by the American Association of State Service and Commissions. He's a member of the Springfield School District 186 Board of Education, and in his personal and professional life, he continues to live by the motto, better yourself by serving others. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, former Governor Scott McFarland.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I think it was okay. It lasted that long. It may last longer. Just saying. Okay. Well, Governor Sullivan, members of the Executive Board, delegates and faculty, good evening and almost good night. I have to admit that during my time at MIG, when I sat over here, which no one's at right now, but that's where Western used to sit, I never thought that I would be up here giving a keynote address. But I have to tell you that it is a deep honor to me to be giving this keynote exactly 6 years to the day after I gave my second and last State of MIG address. And I've been carrying memories with me since then, experiences and friendships for this organization, with me to my professional life and my public life. And thank you to the list of illustrious keynote speakers that have been here before to share their experiences with MIG. We've had a lieutenant governor who became a governor, another lieutenant governor, a state senator, a state representative. I do have to say I'm sorry, but you are stuck with me. But we'll try to make the best of it. I've been involved with MIG since 2002, when most of you were in diapers. And I was bright-eyed first-year delegate in the Senate. I had a few less pounds and a few less gray hairs back then. And I went on to serve the Executive Board for 4 years, including 2 years as governor. Without Model Illinois government, I would not be where I am today, period. MIG gave me the confidence and the skills I need to turn public service into a mere interest and to a passion that I do every waking hour of my life. I began working with the Governor's Commission on Volunteerism and Community Service in 2006 while I was still a delegate and an intern there, and I was a grad student at UIS. We oversee the $8 million AmeriCorps Illinois grant. We have 3,000 AmeriCorps members serving throughout the state, and we promote an ethic of service throughout Illinois. I took the knowledge and experience I gained from this organization, and I went from an intern to now being Deputy Director for the organization. Along with my work for the state, I'm a member of the local school board. I was first elected to the Board of Education in Springfield in 2011. And I've been asked many times what the difference is between real-life politics and MIG. And I can tell you, from my experience, there is no difference. Real-life politics is MIG, just on a larger scale. In 2010, I filed my petition to run for the board. I was advised in no uncertain terms not to run. I'll get into that more in a minute. After a three-way race where we raised and spent over $10,000, knocked on thousands of doors, and found an election night where we were tied with one opponent, I had to send MIG Governor Dan Kovacs and MIG Attorney General Blake Whitson running to the county building to make sure the absentee ballots were counted fairly and fast. We won by 20 votes. That slim margin allowed me to make a real difference and still allows me to make a real difference now. As chair of the board's policy committee, I rewrote our public participation policy to where people can come to the meeting, the day of the meeting, and speak on any issue they want to speak on. Before, they had to give 48 hours notice. First Amendment be damned. This didn't cause chaos in the meetings. Instead, it opened up to a broader spectrum of community members and allowed them to know that their board was listening and heeding their comments. By enacting necessary policy changes and helping to work with the pharmaceutical company, we also put epinephrine pens in all of our schools, so that if a child has an allergic reaction, they don't have to hope that they have one on them or there's a nurse available. Anyone now in Springfield schools can administer an EpiPen to any student who's having a reaction. I pushed to change our non-discrimination policies so that no student, no employee can be discriminated against based on their sexual orientation or their gender identification. Yes, I am a Democrat. During years the district had to spend down its reserves and tighten its belt because of the recession, I've been able to advocate for fair pay for our teachers and against cutting personnel and programs critical to the mission of teaching our students. My youth and inexperience didn't stop me from quickly grasping the ins and outs of the district finances, and I've helped me think outside the box. For instance, I've pushed the district to be more proactive by engaging the city in tax increment finances and a high-speed rail program that will have construction going on near one of our high schools for the next 5 to 10 years. Just 2 weeks ago, the board approved unanimously my idea to go to the city and force them to negotiate with us in terms of TIF districts. So we are not giving up a generation worth of funding to our students. Springfield has 3 public high schools that we oversee, and one of them sits in my sub-district, and it's right down the street from my home. I wouldn't be exaggerating if I said that I fell in love with the teachers, staff, students, and parents at Lampier High. My predecessor on the board, another MIG Governor, Art Moore, was a fixture at Lampier Halls. Everyone knew who he was. And I made it my goal to make sure that community continued to enjoy that type of representation. I spent as much time as I could, and still do, just getting to know the teachers and their challenges, the students and their successes and failures. When the band was in need of uniforms and a new drum line set, I was able to connect them with the needed funds. And I was privileged to watch the curtain go up on student-led theatrical presentations at a venue downtown, because my high school is the only high school in Springfield that doesn't have an auditorium. We worked with a local partner to make sure they have their auditorium. But more than just coming through when needs arise, I believe the understanding of the school and its surrounding community, which is an economically depressed part of the city that is overlooked too often in city as well as school board politics. Public service isn't just having a head for public policy. It's being willing to walk in a mile in someone else's shoes and asking, how can I make your life better? I'm telling you this not just to bore you about school board politics, but because I think there's a difference between me and the other illustrious keynote speakers we've had before. You can probably see yourself where I am, not a decade from now, but soon. And you can start making the changes you're making here on a real scale. I'll say it again. Without MIG, I would not be where I am today. I would not have these exciting opportunities to serve my city and my state. The first time I spoke in the Senate as a MIG delegate, I was so nervous I was physically shaking. But through MIG, I developed the confidence to speak in public, to advocate for my ideas, and to be a leader. This organization gave me the confidence I need every day to do my job and represent my constituents well. So that's the choice you have in front of you. Perhaps you don't fear the spotlight as I did, but can you truly say that you're the best at what you do? Can you say you've done all that you can? And have you truly grown? MIG helped me to grow, and still is to this day. And I could never have imagined, and I want to leave you with a few lessons that I've learned as a delegate back in those days again when you were probably in elementary school. For number one, take risks. In my second year, I ran for president of the Senate, and I lost. I lost so bad that in the three-way race, I got 4th place. The next year, I ran for majority leader of the Senate, and I lost. Then I said, screw the Senate, I'm going to run for Secretary of State. And I won. And then I won president of the Senate after that, because, well, they got tired of me trying. And from 2006 to 2008, I served 2 terms as governor. When I took a look at the books my first year as governor, I found out that we were broke. We fixed that, and hopefully at the state of MIG here in a few moments, Governor Sullivan will tell you that MIG is still strong because of what we did back then, but what they're doing right now. If I hadn't been willing to risk losing and lose a couple times, I would have warmed the seat instead of helping to bring a dying organization back to life so you can experience now, and hopefully my 3-year-old daughter can experience it when she goes to college very soon. She'll be a governor soon enough, don't worry. Risk-taking, at least at first, involves stepping out of your comfort zone. My first year again, I couldn't speak, let alone run for office. But I look forward, if that's where you find yourself now, I want to assure you that the rewards of standing up and being heard are well worth temporary discomfort and even the embarrassment that all of us face when we speak in public. The rewards are personal, because without self-confidence, you'll miss out on one opportunity after another. In addition, not to sound too grandiose, we need you. We need you in politics, we need you in the state, we need you in the nation. So don't sit there and shut up, be heard. As I mentioned, I was strongly advised not to run for the school board. I wasn't a Springfield native, no one knew who I was too young, my daughter didn't count because she wasn't a student yet, I didn't have the experience in the school district, it wasn't my time. I thank my friends and mentors for telling me that, and I ran anyway. Certainly there are foolish risks, and it's worth evaluating the cost and probability of success, but nothing great is accomplished without risk. And part of learning leadership at MIG was learning to tolerate risk and embrace it. Number 2, be willing to compromise. I'm just one member of the school board, and I know that if I want to get anything accomplished for my sub-district, that I need to work with Democrats and Republicans alike. Let's keep looking consultant. Yeah. The same holds true at MIG. There will be times a weekend where deals are made between the leadership and certain bills are passed or failed. There might be times when Republicans are yielded time by the Democrats and vice versa to speak on different bills. The point is that in politics, much like real life, you have to find common ground if you're going to get anything accomplished. Number 3, respect your colleagues. While serving on the school board, I've been through some pretty tough times. I know that I'm going to win some votes and I'm going to lose some votes. Some of those losses have led to schools being closed down and people losing their jobs. But I know if I win, I try to do so with some tact. I don't rub it in or I try to embarrass my colleagues by saying something in the media. I know I still have to work with these individuals and we all want the best for our school district and our students. If I'm busy fighting my colleagues over past disagreements instead of moving forward, we endanger what we're trying to accomplish. This weekend I encourage each of you to be open to new ideas and viewpoints. And this also means you need to be open to new ideas from unexpected sources. It doesn't matter how much you may disagree with someone or a whole range of issues. A good idea is still a good idea, no matter who the messenger is. And when we can find those points of common ground, those good ideas that we can all agree on, we make progress. So don't just dismiss ideas or suggestions because of who they come from. Number 4, surround yourself with people who are smarter than you. You're already doing that just by being here. Learn who these people are and bring them with you the next step you take. 2 of my best friends from MIG, Dan Kovatz, a former governor, and Blake Woodson, a former attorney general, ran my school board campaign with 2 of my family members, Craig McFarland, another MIG governor, family, and Andrew McFarland, a MIG lieutenant governor. And I wouldn't have won without their wise advice, along with countless of MIG family members beating on doors and making phone calls. Even now, this far removed from when I sat where you're sitting right now, I still have weekly conversations with fellow alumni about what is going on in our lives. We don't just sit around and tell war stories about the good old days. Many of us have families now and have moved on with our careers. Some of us have been elected to public office or political party office. Some of us are working on campaigns or working towards different causes. We are all successful in our own ways, and it all started here at MIG. The best part is that none of us came from the same delegations or the same state. We came from Western, UIS, Triton, Wabanzi, Lincoln, Southeastern, Blackhawk, Milliken, to name a few. Along with peers, find yourself mentors, people who will teach you from their own experiences and will tell you when you're going to be doing something wrong. I would like to take a moment to thank some people who were mentors to me in this organization. Unfortunately, one of them is not here, but Joan Eastland and Jay Pierce from Blackhawk College. I seriously would not be in the job I'm in or in the position I'm in with the school board without those two. So find yourself mentors and utilize their experience. Number 5, the last one. It's not enough to just make friends. You have to keep them and value your friendships. This is a hard lesson for me to talk about, but I need to share it with you because the MIG family has lost too many of its own. And as I found out, being young does not give you immunity from loss. Al Cordero was my controller and then speaker during my time as governor. We worked together to rebuild and support this organization. And when his mock impeachment was thrown out of the House, yes, we did mock impeachments and they were really fun. When his mock impeachment was thrown out of the House, we held hands in triumph for an awkward amount of time. So it kills me to say to you that I had a falling out with Al Cordero when he became governor. And I didn't get to bury the hatchet before his untimely passing. It's a regret that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. You'll have disagreements even with your best friends, but cherish those friendships. When necessary, repair them. It may be depressing to think about, but you never know how much time you have with people in this room. I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Henry David Thoreau, because it sums up much more simply and eloquently what I've learned here from this organization and its people that I've met, and how I strive to live my life in public service. I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. In proportion as he simplifies his life, the laws of the universe will appear less complex. And solitude will not be solitude, nor poverty, poverty, nor weakness, weakness. My friends, you don't know me, but because you're in this room right now, you are a part of my family. And I will drop anything and drop a call to help you in any endeavor you go into, because that's how important this organization is to me. Now it's time for you to have your uncommon hours. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life that you have imagined. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Good luck and have fun.